Hey, I'm simple, and I like Bloons Tower Defense 6. So I thought, why not challenge myself and try to beat an elite boss with one tower only. Now, before we start, let's make the rules real quick. The rules are simple: as long as the boss is alive on screen, we can only have one tower active. So that means sub-towers, such as Geraldo's items, or, engineers, little turrets would be allowed, even though I only use one Geraldo sub-item, which is the Quincy action figure since it helps farming. And everything else is fair game. I can place in between the rounds of the bosses, I can place whichever towers, I can sell and buy whichever towers I want. And it was basically just how to farm most efficiently. What you're seeing here is the final successful run. This was done with Elite Bloonarius. I was trying it with Elite Phase for a good while, with the Ninja Paragon, where I was always a couple $1,000 short in the end, and I couldn't quite finish it. And even if I did get a low degree Paragon, which was under degree 59, which you need for Elite Phase at least, it was borderline impossible. So yeah, basically, as you can see, this is just the sped up footage. I just slapped on a couple of farms. Was normal farming for the beginning, even though I had to be incredibly efficient in how I balance defense and farming, and I have to squeeze every single dollar out that I can get, which I think I did pretty well. I'm pretty sure good players can do better, but I'm pretty sure I did a good job so far. Yeah, so as I said, I tried it with Elite Phase, which I couldn't quite do, so I was like, okay, let's try another boss. And I went on Bloonarius, and it worked within like 5 or 6 tries, which is quite insane, since on Phase, I've been working on that for the past 2 weeks or something. But yeah. Now you will see me buying all these farms, then I'm gonna sell them, and for the first tier defend, we are going to be using an Arcane Mastery Wizard. Sorry, it's called an Archmage, actually, a 5/2/0 wizard, which kind of shreds the boss. It was giga buffed a good while back, and it's honestly crazy that this is in the game, since I'm pretty sure it can even solo a tier 2 elite boss if given enough time to attack. Of course, it was also difficult to find a price for a tower that is justified in how quickly it can kill the boss. And now say, oh, you can just use the bad for quick kills. Yes, but since you can only have one tower on screen, the mat would not be able to clean up the balloons afterwards. So that was the second challenge. But yeah, as you can see, we always buy a favorite trades, under which we sell our most expensive stuff and the towers we defend with, since it gives 10% more sellback bonus value, which is very, very good, especially if you intend on selling a tower pretty soon. I have even made value charts over the past couple of days, 1 or 2 weeks, and it is just insane how much I figured out how much I was on the wiki to try and make everything work. But yeah, as you can see, we're just farming with Bloon Trap now, getting some central markets up since they pay themselves off the fastest and they have the highest sellback value. But after this tier, we're gonna switch to top path farms. If you have the money and you have the more monkey money, I think that's what it's called, or the more valuable bananas, sorry, the monkey knowledge point, it is actually more valid to go to an 023 or an 024 instead of the cross path for double. We get down Quincy's action figure again, just so it can go up in value, since we have the money anyway, and we won't be needing a bunch of money to defend, is what I thought. Because when I was trying this, I had enough money for the first time for the second tier, but this time it didn't quite work out so well. I tried it with a Ray of Doom, which didn't work out, so ultimately I had to resort to what has worked out for me in the past, which would be a Legend of the Night. I couldn't cross-path it quite, but that doesn't really matter. We could get it done pretty easily without the cross paths, and one of the best things about the Legend of the Night, or the bottom path, Super Monkey in general, is it can teleport around the map, which is incredibly useful for a boss that moves around. Now, Bloonarius arguably doesn't move around so much, but it was very useful when I tried it on Phase, where, as I said, Phase was actually easier than Bloonarius for the first tiers, but it became increasingly difficult the harder tiers I got, and ultimately I could not defeat the final tier in every single attempt I had. But yeah, I will definitely go back to do every single balloon, though Dread Bloon is of course impossible, because you need multiple types of damage For that, you'll have to sell and rebuy some towers during the boss fight, which is, I mean, I don't know how possible it is. I doubt it's possible. Maybe it is. I'm obviously not a great Bloons player. Maybe someone really good could do it. But yeah. If you're interested, by the way, I'm not going into the farming, but if you're interested in seeing the farming and having a little bit more detail and somewhat of a guide, I guess, to follow and to understand what I'm doing here, I will be uploading a semi-farming guide for this one specifically in what I figure to be the most efficient way to get money in these scenarios. Obviously, in a real boss, you don't want to sell all your farms every single time the boss comes out. The rules, however, restrict this here. And I did bend the rules earlier where I put Benjamin first. And I was like, okay, I can keep the hero on screen since it doesn't attack. But that was a little bit too easy, to be honest, because I made it first try and I was like, no, I can do it with Geraldo only, don't worry. And yeah, I could try to do something with, oh, not even sub-towers are allowed. So I can't even place the Quincy action figure, which would be a bit more difficult. I still think it would be possible, since we're going to be defending the tier 5 with a Ace Paragon, which I think solos tier 40 plus everything. But yeah, so as you can see in every single boss here, we wait to place our boat down. I accidentally placed on the boat a little bit early here, I think, and it got a little bit of damage on the boss, but it's like 10 damage. I'm sure you can forgive me for that, since I didn't want to restart the whole thing. On a Paragon, mind you, the sellback value is not affected. Paragons don't have great sellback since they only have the actual upgrade cost of the sellback and not the tower sacrificed and all the tier 3s included, but they are a very fast way to get rid of bosses. The plan for the next tier is to get a degree 60 Dart Paragon, which is the most efficient way I have found to defeat Bloonarius. I'm pretty sure that if you do attack Paragon it could work out, but you need decamo for attack Paragon, which is obviously not allowed. We can only have one tower on screen while the boss is there, so yeah. Now we just spam marketplaces everywhere. You see me restarting a bit for efficiency every time I near fail or I don't farm enough money with my XXL trap. I will reload the round and check if I can do better. This is pretty normal stuff. It took me quite a while. The file in the end was I think 1 hour and 40 minutes long. This is how long it took me roundabout, and this is my, on this challenge in general, every boss included I tried it on, I think 25th, 22nd attempt. So I've been at this for like 2 weeks solid every day, 2-3 hours. I've been sitting here doing 1 or 2 runs, but it's been pretty fun and I'm happy that I finally did it. It was definitely a challenge. That's what it was intended for, wasn't it? Yeah. So the plan, as I said, for this tier 4 is to get a degree 60 Dart Paragon, which is pretty easy, actually. Now, we do have a few pops on our Dart Monkey on the bottom right there, about 100k. I don't think it matters. You just place down all other 3 tiers, so you want to get the extra Crossbow Master, and then you just place down 25 022 Dart Monkeys, which fulfills the 100 tier sacrificed, which, in case you didn't know, in like 90% of cases, the tiers, they give more money to power value than you would get by just spending the money straight up. You do need to put a little bit of money in. I think the number I found most reliable was around 320k. Let's see. Yes, that is exactly what I put in. And that gives you a flat degree 60, which is very strong, good enough to defeat this tier, and obviously give you enough time to still farm a little bit for the degree, for the tier 5. Now, important note that I leave my Quincy action figure and I never buy Geraldo back because I don't need his items. I want to defend in the most minimalistic way possible, gain pops on towers that I want to build paragons on, and of course farm money. The most efficient late game farm is the XXL trap and banana farms, obviously. Since banana farms are round based, they kind of fall off in the very late rounds, but in these rounds they are still very good and the XXL trap still makes enough money. In case you didn't know, the money actually goes down, the money you gain from popping Bloons goes down, that affects the traps as well, so at some point they're not as valuable anymore. Now, we build up the exact same setup, basically. We build up Monkey Wall Street, Banana Central, and then just a lot of BRFs in the flavor traits, in the favorite traits range, because they have increased sellback, and then we just spam marketplaces around. It would, I think, be more efficient to spam 420s, but I honestly couldn't be bothered, and the money was there. And since they have the 10% extra sellback from the bottom path anyway, I figured it might be better. Mind you, I did a lot of research for this. I went a lot on wikis and I did a lot of exploration of what works, what doesn't work. So I figured out that the 024 banana farms actually pay themselves off in a little bit less than 2 rounds. So if you can get the upgrade and you still, if you can get the full banana farm and you still have 2 rounds or more to go, and you want to sell it, you gain plus net value. It gives you money. And if you have less than 2 rounds, so only 1.5, the upgrade actually pays itself off. So if you have a 0 to 3 and you upgrade it and then 1.5 rounds pass, you actually gain net value. So yeah, we gain a bit of pops on our flying fortress there. So now we just build up the 25. I think we went for 0 to 2s again. Yes, we did, because the bottom path is really nice in figuring out if I have all of them combined. Then I combine them, spend a lot of money, degree 50. Put it on Wing Monkey, and we just let it rip. And it completely obliterates the boss. So yeah, without much talking about it, yes, Elite Bloonarius can be beaten with 1 single tower. Technically, under my rule set. Now, I don't think it's possible to do an actual 1 tower boss, because you need to farm, and you need to get paragons, which you obviously cannot with only 1 tower at a time. But I feel like this is the fairest I can go. With every time the boss is alive on screen, we just have 1 tower allowed. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you wanna watch the farming guide, how I work this out, you can check the pinned comment down below and the description of the video. I will probably also put it in the top right, if I don't forget. The video on that will come out in a couple of days if you're watching this right after release, so be patient for that. And if you want to see how I do the other bosses, if you want to see more Bloons content, definitely let me know with a like and maybe comment down below so I can see what you're interested in, because I usually do DBD content. But yeah, that was it. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching. Simple out.